he's vulnerable. It wouldn't take very much for one of the big predators to, kill him. So you can talk, you can have this big, nice front, but at the end of the day, he is what he is. He's a deer.
He has to play with his smarts rather
Yeah.
than with pure strength.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
His
So
cunning.
I'm just going to throw it out. We had some technical issues in that, so some of what was just said was not heard by stream. So you're just going to have to go and listen to the VOD. I'm sorry. Actually, well,
worries.
the SoundCloud, because it will be there.
It will be on the podcast. Yep.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a good scene,
anything
though.
else on Beastars? Sorry, posting to social medias as well. Anything else on Beastars, guys? Any final thoughts on this episode?
Nope.
No, not really.
No?
It's a good
You
show.
don't want to talk about the whole thing between Haru and Legosi at the train station?
Yeah, I mean that was a good one too. That was a scene.
That,
That was a scene.
it was a whole scene about Legosi and his character.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't have much written down for this week. I didn't expect to host. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. The Legosi and Haru scene in the train station. Yes, I did think that was very interesting, which also kind of spurred the whole change in like their relationship more towards this like friendship, I guess, an unsuspecting friendship. But I do think it caused a lot of damage with the reveal in the end from Legosi's side, because he started seeing this relationship going in one way after that experience, and then obviously Haru sees it going into more of a platonic relationship, if that's possible.
I feel like she sees him as like this little kid brother, or just someone to be like, quit doing this, do this differently. Like,
Because
I
he's
don't
so
know.
awkward.
yeah, because he's so
Yeah.
awkward and like kiddish, and she's like, I understand what you're doing, kind of, but not really. So just pick one. Like, you got to be assertive or timid.
Yeah,
Like,
how bad is it when you have like a rabbit that's like a quarter of your size telling you it's like, hey, like
Man up.
pick the side that you want, like either man up or and be vicious, or just be the nice guy. You can't like be flip flopping back and forth. But at the end of the day, that's what Lugosi kind of struggles with. He doesn't know where he fits in society, and he doesn't know which personality to kind of embrace. And so because he's kind of trapped in the middle, it makes him come off as like awkward, and has like these moments, these flashes of like coolness, but at the end of the day, it's like just this awkward teenager needs to figure it out for himself.
Yeah.
Can't have a rabbit telling him what to do.
Well, like, he does need to figure it out because, like, she gets pissed at him because he just says what's on his mind.
Yeah.
And it, like, really throws her for a loop. And I mean, I know, like, he kind of said it with good intentions.
Yeah,
But,
right.
her being the way she is and as promiscuous and emotionally confused as she is, like, of course she's going to get mad. But, of course she gets mad because there's truth to it, right?
Yeah,
Right.
truth hurts, especially her situation.
Yeah.
especially coming from such an awkward dude who isn't
Yeah.
able to figure
Yeah.
anything out either.
Like, she probably never expected him to say something like that.
Right.
I think the scene that where whenever he talks to Juno, it seems like he's more like he's less insecure and flippy floppy. Not because it's her, but it's just because he's like, oh, there's nothing here, I'm comfortable. And I guess you can relate to that as like an adolescent. Whenever you're talking to your crush, you're the fucking most confused
Yeah.
person in the whole world.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. And then you just walk away and they're like, what just happened? Oh,
What
okay.
was that?
Yeah. So, but it makes sense.
Playing
But
all these scenarios in your
yeah,
mind,
for no
everything's
reason,
going-
yeah.
He seems
If I
like
say
an
this.
actual senpai to her.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, actually, like, oh, I should take care of this younger person of my species and like help her out.
Yeah.
And she's like, I love you, and he's like, pat, pat, pat.
Oh, you.
You're cute.
you.
I really enjoy you too.
Your company's great. He's the Haru to him, but he's the Haru to her. Like she's like kind of just doting on him, and he's like, yeah, pet.
Yeah, you did good.
You did good, kid. Nice dancing.
Yeah, I think that there's going to be some interesting development, especially between Legosi and Juno. I can already see things hopefully playing out in like a positive way for both of them. I fear
Show's too
the
dark
worst.
for that.
We want
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah,
I fear the worst though.
I think
Yeah,
there's gonna be
I don't
some
want it to happen.
crazy developments between Legosi and Louis, like as well.
That for sure. There's
Es-
going to be confrontation.
Especially
I think
since
it's
she
already
just said,
building up.
"Thanks, Louis." Like, oh, that's not Louis. Definitely like
Yeah.
6 inches taller than him.
Oops.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
even earlier in
yeah.
the episode when Legosi was talking to Louis, he seemed different. Like not quite timid, but not really confident. He was almost just talking
Just
to him
straight
like,
antagenistic to him.
yeah, like
Yeah.
he had to talk to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he was just forcing himself to do it. Um,
He was talking like a sinister villain.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo, what's up? I hope you don't get
Hey.
fucking hurt.
I hope you don't choke on your food.
I see you got
That's so
scratched. I hope you don't get
Get any
infected or
scars.
anything.
yeah.
Do you have something to say?
Like, hey.
Not yet. Nah. It's just like so dumb.
It looks like you got injured. Maybe
Yeah.
you shouldn't do that again.
Maybe don't
Super
mess with us
passive-aggressive.
carnivores,
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah. It would suck if you got hurt, wouldn't it?
Or worse,
Or
died.
or
dead.
died.
Oh.
Not, but I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything
Yeah,
to say.
but-
Not right now. Not right now.
I'm not trying to intimidate you or anything, but
Yeah.
No,
No.
I got.
it
I
would be
got
really
faith
sad if
in-
that happened.
Yeah, I got faith in Legosi. I think he's gonna make good decisions.
Yeah, you think you'll make good decisions?
You do?
I think so.
All right.
think so.
Okay.
I'm putting my money on it.
I-
Putting my
I've
money
got-
on his character.
I've got my money on this not being such a happy ending. I think that he will make a mistake.
Yeah, he's
just
definitely
feel it
not going to
in his
make good
character.
decisions.
I just feel it
think
in his
he's gonna
character
make-
that his character is flawed, and it will take him learning from a mistake.
Yep.
And I don't think it'll be entirely his mistake. I think it'll be egged on by somebody else.
It'll be a culmination of things.
yeah.
Mhm.
A bunch of shit's gonna go down, and he's gonna have to make a decision.
And he'll make the worst of the two not good decisions. He'll have two bad decisions and he'll pick the worst one.
Bad end.
Yeah,
worst
bad end, worst end.
Bad end.
Bad end.
Oof, game
No,
over.
I'm praying for no bad end.
And then the panda's gonna come back because of it. The panda will
The
come
big,
back.
the big bad wolf is gonna show up. Is that what you're saying?
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
Oh man. Let's pray for good end.
Big
please.
bad wolf, do 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 do. Big bad wolf.
No,
That's-
Not the right.
wrong animal.
Wrong animal. Wrong carnivore. Sorry.
Close
kid.
enough. Close.
All right. Well, I guess that does it for our B stars discussion for this week. We'll talk more next week for B stars. No bad end, please. All right, let's get into these beers then, guys. We got a couple pilsners and a session white. Drew, you want to go first? I want to hear about that Keller.
This is, as introduced earlier, Pills Don't Pay the Bills, a dry hops Pilsner brewed with oats. And here is the neat can
Ooh,
art
that's
there.
cool.
McKellar always does the cool cans. This beer, I had one before at McKellar, and this beer is really good. The only problem is you get 4 of these cans for $20.
Oh shit.
So it's very expensive and especially for a Pilsner, but I think it's because it's new. I was able to try this one that I brought home, and then another, which was a New England style IPA. It had like Simcoe and a couple other hops that I can't remember. That was a really excellent hazy New England style IPA. But this I've been kind of like dabbling in the pilsners lately, and McKellar has a couple of different really good ones that they're doing right now. I think there's three. I can't remember the third one, but one is like the California, and then there's this one, and then the third one that I can't remember. But all really excellent pills. This is the only one that is dry hopped, I believe. And so it leaves you with kind of like that, kind of like crispness, but with the kind of like super dry, winey aftertaste kind of feel. But overall, in terms of like taste and flavor, this is like what you think about when you drink a pilsner. No crazy flavors or anything like that. Just crisp, refreshing, and really easy to drink.
Nice. That sounds good. I saw that at the store, and then yes, I did see the $20 price tag, and I kind of shined
And he
away from
said
it.
no.
And I was like, maybe not today.
It's expensive, but it's very good.
No,
It's pricey.
I'm sure it's good. It sounds good. Alec, what do you got, buddy? Wait, are you drinking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I only said it like 4 times earlier.
Yeah.
Bad.
No,
boat.
sorry, I meant to say, what are you drinking?
I'm trying to.
Bad
There.
beat.
Bad Beat Brewing The Ringer.
The Ringer.
Yeah, The Ringer. It is also a pilsner. It's good. It tastes like a pilsner. I was trying to compare it to the Pilsner Urquell that I had a while back, and it's just not close. That one was really good. This one's pretty average. It tastes like a pilsner. Like if you want a pilsner, it tastes like one, but it's not like this is the pilsner. It's got that kind of hoppy flavor. That pilsner, like I don't remember how to describe pilsners because I don't
Like
drink
the
them very
malty
often.
biscuity flavor.
Yeah, malty. Got that hop back end. Smells good. It had a good head for a while, and it looked really nice. It's a really good looking beer. It's like it looks orange here, but it's like it's straw yellow. But yeah, it's good. I would probably drink it again because it's pretty cheap. This was $1.49, so for a single, and it's a local. It's a local Vegas brewery. It's actually down the street, ish. Not really. It's like
Yeah,
15
very
minutes
nice.
away, but
Nice.
Nice.
Well, sounds
that's all there is.
okay. Pilsner Urquell is that's the go-to one. If
Yeah.
you want a good
Well, it's
Pilsner,
like one of the OGs.
It's good though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Czech Pilsners. They're very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very, very tasty. So I got this Fresh Pills of LA by Common Space. This can art is pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Very fresh prints.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah. Which is kind of why I grabbed it because I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. So this is pretty good. Seems pretty basic to be honest. I mean, the maltiness is really good. It's got the premium German malts in it. It is a little bit hoppy though, which is kind of odd. It's got like a little bit of a bitter like aftertaste to it. Not quite used to it. I'm used to pilsners finishing off like pretty mellow. So, but not quite this one. I don't know. It kind of throws me off because it is kind of a weird hoppiness flavor.
This one throws me off because it kind of finishes like water.
Mm.
Very non-flavored taste.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there's hops, and they're gone.
Yeah, it's like a different like end of like that spectrum. It's like you're not getting enough of the flavor. I'm getting
Yeah.
like these weird flavors that I'm not expecting.
Yeah,
That I don't quite want to be there.
Yeah, I'm like, I kind of want the Pilsner flavors to be there at the end.
Yeah, like I'm just getting this like kind of earthy, hoppy flavor like off the back end of it. So I'm like, I want
What-
something that finishes a little bit crisper than that.
What hops and what yeast does it use?
So it actually says here on the bottle, GR Lager yeast. The hops GR Magnum. I'm assuming that means Germany. Czech Kazbek and Hallertau Mittelfrüh.
I mean,
Through.
they
Sure.
seem like they're very like typical Pilsner ingredients. So I wonder what's going on that's
Yeah.
giving you that. Maybe they malted the the barley not very well, or differently, I guess.
Possibly. I think it just might be just the mix of hops. I like because that's like all I'm getting at the end. It's just like earthy,
Too
earthy
much?
hoppiness.
Too long.
Just I mean, for me, it's not what I'm expecting out of a pilsner. If that you know.
It's not refreshing to you.
Yeah, it's not quite as refreshing. Like it's nice up front. Like I like that maltiness, but just like the kind of harsh tones at the end.
That's like the one
not what
reason
I
to
want.
drink a pilsner too, is like
Right,
drinkability and like
It's
he's-
crisp, refreshing.
Yeah.
Mark, you're lagging.
Oh, he is.
I'm lagging.
He
Oh,
was.
his camera's lagging.
camera, yeah. You were like this
Stream.
for like a good 10 seconds.
Cool. Rolando, what about your White Rabbit?
Um,
I'm not gonna say the brewery name again.
yeah, the Kinnegar.
kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
So this is interesting. So it's a session white IPA, and I think the main distinguisher of this is that they use wheat, and so it has that sort of Belgian style ale flair to it. Cause like look how hazy this looks.
Oh yeah.
Like it does
Smells.
have
Looks like a Hefeweizen.
yeah, it has characteristics of like a wheat beer, and but it's an IPA, and it's actually really refreshing. I could imagine like getting an orange slice and you know juicing that and throwing that in there, and that would take this to probably another level.
What about a lemon wedge?
Maybe.
You never had a lemon wedge in a beer? You laughing? It's good.
No, lemon wedge is good.
guy.
I actually am also
Depends on the
thinking
type of beer.
of even just like a grapefruit wedge would actually be really interesting with this, because like the slight bitterness would play very well with it, because it's still an IPA. It's very sessionable, very easy to drink. If you guys aren't familiar with this, because this is an Irish beer from Kinnegar Brewing in Ireland.
Kindergarten brewery.
The
Kindergarten brewer.
we don't condone
no, not kindergarten.
Please don't do that.
They don't drink it, they brew it. They're masters.
That's-
We can make
that's
it, but
child-
we can't taste it.
We don't condone child labor either.
It's a hobby.
Kinnegar is one of the craft breweries in Ireland that are pretty popular. So my aunt ended up bringing this back from Ireland because she lives there, and it's really good. Like I would drink multiple of these.
But you only have one right now?
Yeah.
What's the
This is the only
percentage?
one.
That's the only one
4.5.
that exists in the
Yeah,
whole
so you
world.
could drink a couple of them.
Yeah. Session IPA. That's becoming more popular now too.
Session
Yeah, because people don't want to get fucked up every time they drink something.
They want the taste of the IPA, but they don't want the like 8-9% that's
Yeah.
involved with it.
Yeah,
Well,
because
even with a
Yeah.
Belgian, Belgians are also strong too, and like this is kind of like a hybrid, and it's very
It's like-
sessionable.
when you go to a brewery and they have 13 things on tap, it's like, I'm going to start with that IPA. It's 9%. And you're like, well, I'm out of commission for the next until I'm sober enough to drink another one. God
Better
forbid
hope
you're
they have a
driving.
food truck.
Exactly, yes. And a water tank somewhere, because you're like sitting there like, woo, I'm feeling good.
Drinking the water for the dogs.
Right?
That's right.
Give it a sip on this one for a good while.
I'm gonna just, and then you
Come
see,
back to me in like
and then everyone else is like gone and got their flight, gotten another 2 beers, and you're over here. I still got my original same IPA.
If you
Woo.
got one of those really strong beers and you're nursing that for like the whole sitting, like I'm not gonna say anything. Like
No, but like I would, if it were me, I'd be like, man, I want to try other stuff. Like I'm tired of drinking the same damn beer.
that's why I just don't get those unless it's
Yeah.
in a flight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get
right,
the
yeah.
little tiny,
Little taster.
bit. Yeah, it's like, yeah,
Little bit,
definitely
like-
nurse it, but you're gonna miss out. Split it with
That's how you
everyone
do it.
real quick, and then we'll go get another one.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, what about some final thoughts and ratings? Drew, you want to go first?
I give this a 4.75. Out of the Pilsners that I've had
Fog.
recently, this is by far the best I've had. And it's super tasty. It is worth the $20 for the 4 cans.
Oh yeah.
I
That's
don't
good
know
to
if I
hear.
can get
maybe
it.
I will. Maybe I will pick it up then. Maybe I'll pick it up.
If you want a good pills, recommend.
I do
Recommend
want something
much?
a little bit more crisp. Yeah. Alec, you want to go?
Yeah.
Tell us your thoughts.
It's good. It kind of has that weak end flavor. I think the end is also kind of
weekend flavor.
yeah, weekend flavor. I also think it kind of settles a little bit heavier on the tongue than I would expect from a pilsner, which I generally think of as like crisp and refreshing. It feels like it like washes your tongue. It just feels kind of like muddled and blank at the end. It's not bad. The flavor isn't bad. It's 5%. You could drink it. It's like if you're here, it's cheap. So I mean, it's not bad, but maybe like a 3.25. So like nothing spectacular, but I'd buy it again because a 6-pack for $7.50. It's not so bad.
That's
Not
actually
bad,
really
man.
cheap. So
Yeah,
That
that's
is-
really good. Yeah,
Yeah, that is really cheap.
yeah,
Nice. What's the percentage again?
5% flat.
5. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's what mine is. Mine's at 5%. Yeah, I would. I think that it's pretty good. It may not be as crisp as I want it to be, but maybe that. I mean, I'm sure that's intentional. I think I'm just comparing it to the Pilsner Urquell because that was really really good. That was tasty. It was just so easy to drink.
oh, it's tasty.
It was tasty,
It's-
tasty.
Are you sure? Are you sure it's intentional? It's called the Fresh Pills.
Fresh pills. I don't know. And that's just because of the name. I think it's just the name, which is it's got some cool can art. Like it's got that going for it. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I think it's pretty good. It's average. I think it's good. Yeah.
Average.
Rolando.
Me? I'm gonna give this a 4.75. I think it's very good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Big
Man, I
ol'
wish We
rating.
got to try that.
Big beer boys.
That's
Yeah.
you don't, Mark. Get over it.
If you
get
are
that
a UK listener living in Ireland, then definitely get this. But you probably already do because there's a small surface area of breweries compared to what there is in like California and Colorado.
Yeah, California alone. Yeah.
Yeah,
United
just the
States
Pacific
alone.
Northwest, California, Colorado, the Atlantic Northeast.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure people have probably heard of it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah. The beer.
Yes, Libby one.
Well, that does it for our beer for this week. Let's move on to some news. First up here, the world's first Doraemon store opens in Tokyo. Store just opened over the weekend. You can find it in Diverse City Tokyo Plaza in Odaiba. The store also has its own post box that will provide you with exclusive stamps and can be delivered on any date within the next 12 months.
Ooh.
12
deliver it
months.
Anytime.
Anytime.
Anywhere,
Anytime.
Anywhere.
So they only
Anywhere in the
work
world.
for 1 year. That's it.
That's it. You just send it out
And only in Tokyo.
only in Tokyo. Yeah, like you said, I find this hard to. There's got to be a store somewhere, like
You
exclusive.
cut out for a second.
Doraemon
There's got to be a Doraemon
Oh,
store
right.
somewhere else.
has been around since like 5 ever.
Yeah, he's been around for forever. I'm actually, when I saw that piece of news, I was like, what?
Yeah.
How has Doraemon not gotten a store with how popular he is?
Like him and One Paw Man and all those like kid anime cartoons. It's like you think they'd have a store.
You'd think they have a store.
You'd think,
They don't.
but you thought
Same
wrong.
radio.
And they merchandise it like pretty heavily too. It's like Doraemon's like on snacks, toys.
Isn't it like one of
drinks?
the highest like grossing like characters like in the world or something like that.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
it-
be
some
surprised.
figure like that.
It's like basically one of the most widespread popular characters like around the world, minus like the United States.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
we don't know about that.
We
Yeah.
don't know about Doraemon.
We
Damn.
weren't raised on Dora.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the biggest because the store said it had like three different areas to it, like a restaurant and like a merchandise store, and then like the post office little store. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Nobody knows. We're
Maybe
just gonna have to
it's
go.
the maybe it's the first Doraemon store in
Ever.
Odaiba.
Ever in this first one ever. Oh shit.
We just
Oh,
gotta
no.
go and find out. That's it.
You gotta go find out.
We gotta go fact
Um,
check firsthand,
We'll report to you live on the scene.
live on the scene.
Live
exactly.
on the scene with
We won't.
Live on the scene
Not
with
really.
Mark. What's the
Yeah,
weather
it's
like?
raining.
It gonna rain. It raining sideways.
Thank you for getting that.
It's
Alright,
cold.
next up, Akiyuki Shinbo just released a book discussing his involvement at Shaft since starting at 2004.
Nice.
Features key animations, storyboards, interviews, and discussions with other anime creators. So there's a list that's been provided. I'll put that up on the Twitter. List of works that will be featured in the book, and just to name a few: Maria Holic, Bakemonogatari, Dance in the Vampire Bond, Puella Magi Madoka Magica, and Arakawa Under the Bridge, and like a bunch of other ones. So yeah, that's going on sale right now. It's like $20, I think, US dollars. So yeah, you can purchase that. I think it's on like Amazon, like Japanese Amazon.
What is this face you're doing?
What's going on
I'm
here?
head tilting, dude.
Oh, the
Uh,
shaft.
the
shaft
head
tilt.
tilts. The head tilts are coming out, boys. Next year, the 47th annual Annie Awards for Best Animated Independent Film
Wait,
category.
you
cut
said
out.
it again. You cut out.
Sorry. 47th annual Annie Awards have announced their nominees for the Best Animated Independent Film category, and that includes
Excuse me.
Promare, Weathering with You, and
Ooh.
Oko's In. So this will take place January 25th. Other notable nominations in past years were like Weathering with. I mean, I'm sorry.
Nice. Weathering with you.
Yeah.
Why, guys? Why isn't the
Nominated.
Konosuba film being acknowledged here?
Why would they
Maybe they
acknowledge
forgot,
that
dude.
in the anime awards? I guess
Yeah,
then
it's so
again, why
good.
would they acknowledge Promare?
Yeah, right.
Because it was popular. That's entirely why.
Because it was in
Um,
theaters, and a lot of people saw it
because-
because it was in theaters.
Yeah.
So is Promare. Oh no, sorry.
that's what I meant,
So was
yeah.
Konosuba.
Oh, was
I
it?
knew that's what you
Yeah,
asked.
Sono
Oh.
Konosuba was in theaters too.
Was it
Yeah.
in theaters here?
But
Yeah.
Oh, I
Premiere
just
is
totally
getting
missed
a
it.
second run in theaters in the U.S., which you can still see on December 8th, 10th, and 11th. I think the subbed
Yeah.
is on the 8th. So if you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. It's a pretty good film. I don't know if it will rate better than like Weathering with You, because I mean I hear that's a great movie, especially for like a film awards. But hey, it was a fun flick. I enjoyed it.
You watched Weathering
Nice.
with You or Promare? Are you talking about Promare?
Premiere.
Okay.
I haven't seen Weathering with You. I'm gonna see that in theaters in January. I think it's like the 25th or something, or the 17th, or the 12th, or
December?
So
or
it's
the first, or
Sunday.
it's a
It's-
weekend in January.
Oh, in January.
it's on a date.
It's
least-
on
it
a
could be one of
day.
the 30th. I don't know.
Is that one of the one of
The
the?
first or third.
Is that the same people that
don't
did the Ghibli?
It's Makoto Shinkai's latest film. The guy
I
that made Your
mean-
Name.
Yeah,
Is it the same
You mean
people
like the
putting on
Fathom
the
events?
Fathom events?
yeah,
Okay.
I believe so. Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
I believe it's the 17th. I'm just gonna throw that out.
17th.
Yeah. Speaking of other films, Summer Wars is getting a 40x screening release for its 10th anniversary. This is a Japan only. So if you'll be in Japan
Ooh.
in January, I believe. Let me find the date for that. That's the one that's on the 17th. Getting dates confused. So many numbers.
You're struggling, dude.
Yeah, in Japan on the 17th. Yeah, Rolando, you gonna be there? You gonna
Yeah.
watch it?
I'm gonna watch it. That's the day I get in.
Sweet, man. You should go check it out, dude. If you haven't seen, this is like my favorite anime film.
Ever?
Definitely, yes, yeah, ever. This is a good movie.
Which
Have
one?
you guys all seen it?
Yeah.
Which
Summer
one?
Wars.
No,
Summer
Several
Wars.
words, yeah.
I ain't seen that ish.
What? Movie's
I
been
haven't
out
seen-
forever.
Yeah, I haven't seen
It
it.
has. It's been out for 10
I
years.
haven't seen it.
It's
I'm
aired
only
on,
10
like,
years old.
Toonami even. Yeah.
It's been on Tsunami.
Alec,
Yeah.
you have played Hanafuda before.
Yeah.
You would like this movie.
Yeah, it's like one of the
I love
main,
This
Hanafuda.
is like the main crux of this.
Yeah, I
movie.
used to play
Yeah.
Hanafuda like every night for half a year.
Are
It
you
was fun.
serious?
Yeah, in college. Tons of Hanafuda.
I feel like you were trolling me for a second. Like I just couldn't.
No, he's legit serious. He has
No.
he has the special Nintendo Club Hanafuda set that has like
Yeah.
all the Mario characters and stuff.
Yeah, from years
That's
ago.
dope. Hey, thanks for the raid, Scary. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We just got a bunch of people on Twitch. Just want to shout them out. So thanks for tuning in. We are Anime on Draft. We talk anime beer. Just the latest shows that are happening and whatever other anime news that we can get into. So yeah, if you guys want to subscribe, that'd be awesome. Or follow, I guess.
Yeah, we don't have a subscribe, so
We
don't do
have a
that.
Subscribe button yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, moving on from the news. Right now, we currently doing a rewatch of Cowboy Bebop. We're a little bit past the halfway point of the series. So we have been watching 2 episodes a week. We call this our Orashiri segment, or our little series Can't Be This Rewatched. So right now we are going to be discussing episodes 17 and 18 of Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, don't. Thanks for calling me out, Scary. Yeah, so we'll be talking episodes 17 and 18 of Cowboy Bebop. 17 is the good one. This is the Shrooms episode. Man, I love this.
I was
We've
waiting
been
for this
hyping it
episode.
up. Yeah,
I've been waiting for this one.
I think every week we keep talking about it. It's a Shrooms episode? Oh, no, not yet. No,
No,
it's
not
coming
yet.
soon.
No, mushroom is in the name of the Shrooms episode.
I just keep forgetting about like where it is. It's just so great. It's such a great
It's episode
surprise.
17.
Episode 17.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know that because I just watched it. Oh, God. I hit my shit.
Oh yeah, you did just watch it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about this episode. It's just so much fun. I think the music in this episode too, and I keep coming back to it. Like the music in this series just always changes, and in this episode, it's like this weird funk because it's just
A funky
super
episode.
out there. It's a funky episode,
Yeah.
man.
It's a funky ball of tits from outer space.
That is how I would describe this episode.
Are you guys familiar with I'm not sure if there's an actual subsect of American cinema that this would fall under, but I guess you could just call it like black film. But have you ever seen the film Dolomite or like any other like very stereotypically like black films from the 70s or anything like that?
I don't know if I've seen Dolomite. They're currently playing it at the Beverly Cinema.
The new one
I
or
f-
the old one? Like the original?
The new one, the one that's
Okay.
by Tarantino.
Okay. Yeah.
And I feel like I've seen it, and I don't know. I may have watched it in a film class, and I probably fell asleep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, buddy.
This episode reminds me a lot of like this style of film. It's basically like there's like the funky music, there's the action, like basically just like bonkers action, like shit's just happening, typical of like action movies of back then, 70s and 80s. just like
Mhm.
crazy shit happens, and you can see it in the whole sequence that happens when Ed and Ein are chasing. Was it Dominic or whatever? Domino, whatever the guy's
Domino,
name.
Domino,
the mushroom
Yeah.
dude.
The whole sequence there just feels like that type of movie, and that's what I think is what they were trying to emulate, that style of cinema. And it was just like really exciting and fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like even despite how absurd it is, like
And then I think the music too, like, just makes it that much better because it's like it gets you like really into the moment. It like escalates as things are escalating, and it just like works well to just totally enhance. At least the scene that I'm thinking of is when they're on the train and there's like somebody shooting a rocket launcher, and then like they're hanging onto the back, and then they stop real quick and it flies forward, and then it's like the ending of the scene is like I'm talking to the cow, and it's just like all this like wacky, crazy
didn't-
hijinks, just like
they
all
didn't
kind of rolled
translate
up into
what,
one.
Yeah.
what it says there.
They didn't translate that. Do you know what it says, Rolanda? Can you?
When,
Yeah,
when
Ein just says thanks, and then the cow says it's nothing.
yeah, it's like no big deal.
No big deal.
That's so perfect. I think this is like another good episode where Ein just is just way smarter than everybody else around him even realizes.
Mhm.
And it's one of those episodes like why I love Ein so much, especially like the
Yeah.
little hop.
Yeah, the hop.
That's
His hiccups.
Yeah,
That's my favorite part, yeah.
that was so good.
This is also one of those episodes where like if you see a GIF of Cowboy Bebop, it's from like this episode. Like there's so
Probably,
many
yeah.
GIFs, like the Ein one, and then Ed like freaking out like on the ground. Yeah, I mean, this is a great episode. I love the Shrooms episode.
Yeah.
Spike just
I always-
walking up
yeah.
the stairs.
Just
The
up
I
the
always
stairs
remember
forever.
the Spike moment where he's just like walking up the stairs eternally. I'm just like, I know they're gonna cut to him and show him he's just going like on the same side.
On the same step.
Yeah. It's like you just know that he's just stuck.
He's just standing there.
It's just stuck.
Sometimes the shrooms are a little overpowering. I think that's what they were feeling in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shiitake mushrooms are
nice.
strong.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Shiitake on
crazy
ice, man.
shiitakes, yeah.
Yeah, the crazy
Mhm.
shiitakes. The portobellos, man. Gotta watch out. They'll get you hiccuping.
Yeah, that'll get you.
Mm-hmm. They
Um,
will.
Yeah. All right. Well, so let's move on to episode 18 then. I mean, I don't know. I don't say 17. It's just
Not
a-
really. It's just funny
It's
and
not much.
enjoyable.
It's
It's just fun.
It's
Yeah.
just a great one. Episode 18, we get hit with Faye backstory. And this one, it kind of also comes out of nowhere too. It's not really suspecting until that very end, or at least that like glimpse in the TV shop. It seems very lighthearted and like it's going to continue in this like kind of episodic run that it did in the previous episode too, where they're just just day by day antics and what they're getting into, and Fade's dodging bill collectors again, and running from paying up, and then it hits you with that kind of like where she came from almost, because
Her
everybody
past,
else everybody else is oblivious to the fact of like what they're watching, but like they're just so absorbed in the past. Yes. But man, does it hit home, because this is a tough one that Faye's character really deals with a lot. And yeah, I don't know. What did you guys think about, or Alec, how about you? What did you think about that scene at the very end?
At the very end, I thought it was surprisingly heartfelt, like emotional, because it kind of does hit you. You're watching it and you get that first glimpse of like a female, and you're like, oh, that's gonna be Faye. But you're kind of wondering, because they make her look tall in that picture, and then when they finally watch the video for real, she's all like short and young. And so I was like, oh, is this gonna be some sort of video from, I don't know, like when she would right before, because it's obviously old, the beta or whatever, so it's going to be from like right before she got frozen or something, but it's like years and years before she got frozen, because there she was like what, 14 or something. But it hits you. It's pretty you know, it's emotional for sure. And you kind of see on her face, she's like, I don't remember anything. And it's like, dang, that sucks. Like, fuck, man, that's heavy. You don't remember anything about yourself talking to yourself. That's kind of some messed up shit. But she got rough life. That's...
Yeah, she's an amnesiac. It's kind of interesting though that she's essentially from like our time. Like she's probably a millennial, you know. So it's just kind of interesting to see that this far into the future, her time capsule still got to her. I find that really interesting. That like
think about the logistics behind that.
Yeah.
You know,
they got some good ass mail people.
They still got CODs in the future.
But even
planned it out so well.
Yeah, and even like the wherewithal to send like a beta player like with it eventually. It's like, where did that end up coming from? You know, the Spike and Jet go off on this wild goose chase and like fuck it up. But
I knew they were gonna pick up a VHS player too.
Yeah,
Like,
oh
my
I
gosh.
know that's gonna happen.
I knew they were gonna pick the wrong one. I loved that whole scene though, where they were trekking through the museum. It reminded me of like, what's that? The movie where they walk along the train tracks. Stand By Me, I think. It reminds me of just like the early part of that, where it's just like a couple of friends just trekking along like little kids, and it was just like super wholesome. And then it like you get smacked in the face with like the feels later, but you're like, oh, this is just kind of funny. They're like, we're doing it the whole time.
Yeah.
And then of course coming back basically empty-handed.
Right.
And it's like, you idiots! Like, you grab their war
Dumb.
one.
Yeah, and you dummies, this is VHS.
I think this episode also really shows how fucking stupid Spike is, because he's just like, kick it,
He
Oh my
freaks
God.
it.
burn stuff on it. He just keeps kicking it. It's like, dude, do you not notice that's like smashing
breaks it.
right now?
Always works for the ship.
Yeah. Made out of titanium.
Baseball. Yeah. Yeah, I love the whole little treasure hunt scene, man. That whole little expedition was so enjoyable to watch. It's like filler, but it's like this really fun adventure between two friends that, you know, have been traveling the galaxy together.
No.
It's great. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that reveal at the end, I think it's just so powerful just because of what she says too, is like you may not be perfect, but you're you. And like you're gonna be okay or something, and yeah, I think that's
Words to live by.
Yeah.
And she was like, you're not me now,
she
but
also said,
I'll
like,
always support you. It's like, oh, dang.
you're gonna make mistakes.
And for her too, like, I think she kind of like needed to hear that, like, and it's like especially important coming from herself too, because she's kind of been on her own. You know, she leaves the Bebop, comes back, you know, a couple different times. She doesn't feel like truly like, and you don't see her as like truly integrated into the crew yet. At least I don't. So for like her, someone of that much influence in her life, obviously being herself, you know, to say that to her, it's like kind of what she needed in that moment. And that's kind of like a big turning point, I think, for her character as well.
Well, if you look at it compared to back on Jupiter Jazz, like she's the one that contacts them via radio first. So she's kind of just expecting them to stay by. So you can see that she does have some sort of trust in them now, in the crew, and that like she's kind of like a member unofficially of the Bebop, because in Jupiter Jazz she's like, don't come for me. Like everyone kind of sees it as like, is she testing them? And then in this, she kind of like already trusts Spike and Jet and everybody. So I feel like this is like her home. This is her family. She's like become accustomed with them.
It kind of reminded me of the way she leaves and they just dip out. I just like imagine them like, yeah, she's just throwing another tantrum. She'll be back. Let's just go. We'll do whatever. And then she was like, wait, they left without me?
Yeah,
Jerks.
because she was just running away from debt collectors, is what she thought was happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. She's
And then I liked
trying to play it off like, oh, cool.
I liked the interaction that she had with Ed, where Ed was like, what did she say? Oh, we're on Earth. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, we're treasure hunting. Click. Just hangs up. It's like, oh, okay.
Or when answers the
Right,
phone,
yeah.
he's like, oh,
It's like,
Oh.
he's
yo,
like,
what's up?
she's just making that face like, what?
Hello, doggo? Yeah.
Person.
And then what was it? Because at that point too, she kind of does the shift. Instead, it's like, Ed is just like, oh, they're sad and depressed. And she's like, all right, well, if they miss me that much, and she's like almost like, you know, what is it,
I'm
fishing
doing you a favor by
for
coming
anything.
back,
Yeah, she's got that personality coming. She's tsundere. She's like, all right, or is that the other dere?
What?
Let's
Wouldn't that
No,
be
you're
tsundere?
right.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, which one is it? Yeah.
No, you right.
Yeah. But yeah,
I
it's
think-
cool. You see her
I think
shifting.
Right. I think it's definitely poignant that this does happen after Jupiter Jazz, because like you guys mentioned, that arc was just a huge shift in her character, like positively, and especially her outlook towards the rest of the Bebop crew. Because I mean, it's like Ed's kind of just like hanging out, and Ein is also there too. Like they're already sort of this like just meshed into the quirkiness of the crew.
Mhm.
But Faye had always felt like this kind of sort of like
Vagrant.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, so it's cool seeing that she's like starting to fit in and trusting, you know, them. Yeah. This is a very heartfelt episode. It tugs some heartstrings for me.
I'm gonna say my favorite
Definitely.
episodes in the show so far have actually been the ones where we get like backstory on Faye. I just find it really interesting. Her character is like intriguing, and kind of like seeing how shitty it is and where she is compared to now where she was. It's like I really enjoy kind of seeing her progress and how she's changing. It's very dynamic, I guess, her change.
It's cool to see that like we kind of like relate to her too, and you kind of get that in this episode with, you know, like what Rolanda said, her being like a millennial or, you know, from our time. So it's like you kind of put yourself in her shoes. Like imagine if like I was frozen and I woke up in the future and, you know, don't really know anything. I don't remember myself. So you kind of put yourself in her shoes a little bit, and you can like empathize with her. Which is again a reason why when I was younger and didn't understand things very well when I first watched this, I didn't really like her. But now, like as I'm, you know, rewatching it again, it's like, yeah, I empathize with her. You know, I feel for her and want her, you know, to succeed or feel good about herself or whatever it is you want to say.
Yeah, definitely. Feel that too. Yeah. Well, cool.
Yeah.
I think that does it for our Orishiri. Let's move on to our happy
What's
hour.
next?
Do we wanna get into some Shokugeki and
Oh,
Dr.
man.
Stone? Or like, yeah.
gonna leave.
Why don't you fill us in on Dr. Stone? So we'll start our ranting.
We'll start it with somewhere fun. So this week on Dr. Stone, I watched like 2-3 episodes in a row. The last episode, they were gonna make cell phones. And of course, in true Dr. Stone fashion, the first thing he says, it's like, oh, what are we going to start with? And he's like talking about all this stuff. And then the mentalist is all like, yeah, it's going to be something like this whole conversation, super high IQ. And then Senku goes, we're making a cotton candy machine. And he's like, what? And that's all because they're going to practice making wires out of superheated gold by practicing making cotton candy and getting the little strings. Yeah, and then they actually do like a weird,
It's just sugar, like I
yeah,
guess.
they do a weird throwback to like Shokugeki in it. So they have Senku and the mentalist dude sitting there, and the other guy comes up as like a cotton candy chef, and Senku's like, "Oh, it is not too bad. This is very good." And then the other guy is like, "Oh, but it is too rough. Try again." And it's super fucking weird. And then the chef guy goes, "You guys just wasted my time to do a meme." And then I don't know how they know memes. Apparently, that was included in that story that taught them about everything. So,
So they
yeah,
handed down.
the dad
Yeah.
from space who was trying to save the world, he handed it
Yeah,
down
of
in
course.
his story. He handed down what memes are,
Oh
and that's
my god.
yeah. And then what else did they do? They made a
You know
telescope.
what? You know what we need in our ancient civilization? Gotcha games.
We need
We need
yeah.
stealth.
Roll for
Roll
this.
for
Roll
it.
for this. What other shit did they
Yeah.
make
That's
recently?
legit.
Oh, they're making light bulbs.
I need that.
No, they're making light bulbs after everything else. Okay.
Oh, sorry. They
No,
made
no,
a hydroelectric power generator because they made what's it called? They made a gear, and then the other guy was like, "Oh my god, I have a genius idea!" And then they went and made a water wheel. And then Senku's like, "Oh, cool! I'm gonna throw an air compressor on this, and we're gonna turn it into a big air pump for our iron making thing. And then we're also gonna put something else on here that
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. It's just a whole bunch of nonsense. Like it's like Minecraft when you're like going through all the steps and you're like, boom, I have all this shit because I'm magic and it's Minecraft. And that's what this show is. It's Minecraft in anime. That's really what it is.
So wait,
Minecraft.
what you're saying is they made a generator and then didn't think to make a light bulb until now?
Yeah, they made the generator and then they made batteries first. They made batteries in bottles.
Battery power.
They didn't think
Yeah.
to just coil up some wire
No, they
used
did
the
that.
cotton candy for that.
and
Yeah,
all
well,
right.
they made the-
they needed to make a vacuum first so that they could make the light bulb.
They made the cotton candy machine, and then what was happening was they couldn't get consistent cotton candy because they couldn't make it keep the speed because they put a rope on it and they pulled, and so when it was changing directions, the speed was going too low, so they had to have it go in one direction, and so then they put a gear on it so that they could just spin it so that it would go in one direction without ever stopping. And then
One
the
Direction?
the craftsman and some random caveman were like, "Oh my god, I have an idea. The river flows in one direction." Boom. And then they worked for 3 days straight without sleeping and they made a water wheel. And then Senku's like, "Oh my god, a water wheel." And they're like, "Oh my god, you know what that is?" And he's like, "Yeah. Watch this." And he slaps on their little fucking electricity maker thing. And he's like, "Look, we're in the power age. We're no longer in human power. We're in the age of energy." And then he's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm going to put
Jesus
this
Christ.
air pump on the side and we're going to automate making iron. Oh, now I'm going to make light bulbs." And then you know what they do with their light bulb power? They make a Christmas tree. And they put
of
like
course.
60 light bulbs in this tall ass fucking tree and everyone's like, "Oh
Wow.
my god, it's like twinkling
That's
stars."
exactly what they needed, a Christmas
Yeah.
tree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
'cause
tell
They're being like hunted by
Because-
like the most
Yeah.
badass kid in the world.
Hey,
and,
we're
like,
here.
okay, let's-
Yeah, let's make a Christmas tree. They're not even Christians. They're like
No. They had to have a light up tree. Yeah.
they're not even pagans either because
They're
the
not.
Christmas tree is not even like a Christian thing.
No, this shows cool.
Oh, and then they built an
Recaps with
observatory.
Alec.
They built an
Oh.
observatory, yeah.
Wow.
As
Yeah,
a
nice.
present to
Nice.
Senku.
Wow.
What? But it
You
wasn't
looked-
Senku's
the
idea.
whole ×2 magnification at the sky.
Yeah, well, the funny thing was they were like, they built a telescope with just 2 lenses in it, and then they pointed it at Saturn, and in the thing, it was like this fucking big. It was like they were
There's
right
no
next to
way.
it. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, like on the screen, it's
There
like
is
this big.
absolutely no
Yeah.
way.
they-
And I
they
was
not
like,
even
this is
Galileo
so
could do that.
ridiculous. Yeah. It
Not
would be a
even
little
Galileo could do
dot.
that.
It'd be a little tiny dot, and it's this like ultra powerful fucking telescope. Oh, man.
Oh my god.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
And it wasn't even Senku that designed any of it. It was the random like craftsman from the village. Was like he designed I think the mentalist designed it. And he was
Pure
like,
lens.
"Oh, yeah."
Dude, they
I
built
don't
the
know.
Hubble telescope.
They
out of
built the
rocks.
Hubble
on
yeah,
Earth.
on Earth, yeah. The Palomar
Oh my
Mountain
gosh.
telescope.
That's
Nice.
legit.
This
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I can't believe this is still.
It's so great.
I-
And that was the last episode I watched.
Nice.
Yeah, they were
Excellent.
trying to make vacuum tube light bulbs for circuits, and he's like, "Oh God, we don't have the materials." And then, oh no, that's right, this isn't the end. They were like, "We don't have the materials." And then this little girl picks up a rock, and they're like, "Let's go watch the sunrise." And then it glowed, and he was like, "Oh my God, it's tungsten! Where'd you find that?" And then they go to that cave, and they find a bunch of
I just
tungsten.
picked it up.
Yeah, it was like
It was right here.
it was just in a basket, and no one noticed what it was. And she's like, "Oh, this one looks weird. Oh, we're gonna go watch the sunrise. It glowed blue." And he's like, "That's tungsten. Oh my God." I'm like,
Yeah, it was here the whole time.
"It was here the whole time."
Now they can make a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So much stuff.
Tungsten.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This show, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for the recap, Alec.
You're
That was-
welcome.
Yeah, because none of us are willing to watch it. So.
I'm not gonna
I'm
watch
getting,
that.
I'm actually getting some weird enjoyment out of how stupid this show is. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, you know what? I start to really hate Shokugeki, and then I just think about how ridiculous it is, and then sometimes it just makes me smile. I think
Then
it's
just-
funny.
No.
I've read it already, so it's like I know it's gonna happen.
Right.
Like, I know
You know it's dumb.
it's just gonna play out. It's just, for a second time, it's just as ridiculous. Great. Yeah. Rolando, let's talk Shokugeki, bud.
No.
Yeah, your favorite.
I fucking hate this show.
Yeah. What happened this Why do you hate the show?
Why do I hate it? There's plenty of
Yeah.
reasons to say why I hate this show, especially in this episode. Okay, so let's talk about how in a previous episode of Shokugeki, the fact that ingredients used that detract from the main ingredient or the secret ingredient, the main ingredient, not the secret ingredient. Secret ingredients detracting from the main ingredient dock you points in a Shokugeki, and yet in this episode, Rindo's fucking Amazonian fish that clearly detracts from the main ingredient and is not the star, makes it not the star of the dish, is all of a sudden okay. There's so many inconsistencies with this shit, and I'm like, why are we flip-flopping on all this crap? And then the whole shit with
'Cause the show has to
Ishiki and Soba Girl is like, oh, your profile was so beautiful when you were learning how to make food. I'm
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
someone fucking shoot me right now. I want to.
It's kind of a sexist thing to say.
It's just so
So
oh my
beautiful
gosh.
watching a woman learn how to cook.
It's just
I
so
just
bad.
actually laughed. I was like,
Yeah, me too. I was like, this is so
Who
dumb.
writes this shit?
Who the
Man,
fuck comes up with this?
What's the whose line is it anyways?
That's
tag.
cold.
Go.
Oh yeah, we're like
Something in the
something in the points don't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, nothing
Yeah.
matters in this show. In fact, all we could talk about with this episode is that if you could make fucking wild game in your mild as fuck Japanese soup as long as you have the correct ratio of clam broth in there.
yeah.
The perfect amount, and you gotta freaking boil it in your water just the right amount of time because stuff doesn't keep cooking when you pull it off the fire. It just I just pull it off right now.
It was perfect.
You know
It's
what really
perfect.
makes me wonder about this show is like the people who are watching them cook are they just like blind or like they just aren't noticing or watching them because every single time somebody presents a dish they're like, holy fuck, he used clams.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
When did he do
the
that?
whole time.
Oh my god, there's miso coming out of this dumpling. It's like,
Oh my God, there's a dumpling in it. It's the show where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
oh my
Thank you.
gosh.
This
It
show is
just
lit.
blows my mind. That's just so funny, man. Like
I was just
Oh,
waiting for
man.
this shit to happen. I'm just like, I'm waiting for it. I know that fucking Ishiki and Aldini are gonna lose because it has to be
Yeah.
a 2v2 at the end.
Yeah.
yeah, you already know what's gonna happen.
You already know
When they
what-
pull
it's all
when they
set
pull
up.
The BS with the dad, like, and he brings
My
out
turn.
yeah. It's like, oh, okay. Now she's got to prove to her father, like, that she's she's the ultimate,
The ultimate god tongue.
She's the ultimate.
ultimate god, dude.
She's the ultimate.
god.
Yeah.
Show. It's so great.
no.
I think
So
the thing that sums up
stupid.
this episode better than anything else is calamari lingerie. And that's
Calamari.
Oh yeah,
lingerie,
that
man.
was the best part.
I was getting triggered by how they're like, do you need me to wipe your mouth for you?
Oh, that was annoying the shit out of me.
I'll sit on your lap.
Shut the fuck up. Just
Yeah.
get on with the fucking Shokugeki. We've been sitting here for 5 minutes watching you
Waiting.
talk shit on Anne. Like, I don't fucking give a shit about you new characters. Like, just fucking get on with it.
I don't care about Anne, number one, and I certainly don't care about these
you.
two new bimbos that come in. Yeah,
This show,
what a great
man.
show.
It's a great show.
I'm not even a part of
Speaking-
this, and they insulted me.
Speaking of a great show, we are now all caught up on My Hero Academia.
That's right.
Hey, you did it!
I did it.
Drew,
I did
good
it.
job.
Wow, good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. What do you think about this arc so far? About
It's
the-
interesting. I don't know, like the whole like mafia kind of angle is kind of interesting. Curious to see how what's the hand guy's name? Homura? It's not Homura. Tomura.
Yeah,
The guy.
The
guy with
face
the
on his
hand.
hand, yeah.
Toga.
I'm curious to see how like
Teriyaki?
he is going. Yeah, teriyaki.
Not Todoroki.
Yeah. I'm
Totoro?
curious to see- I'll just name all the characters with T names.
Yeah.
Just like keep them. I'm curious. I'm going to be curious to see like how he kind of incorporates into like Overhaul's plans, or like what's going to end up happening with that, because we know obviously Overhaul's probably going to get defeated sometime in this arc, and the League of Villains will then I guess like not profit from it, but they'll like continue to grow and get bigger because of whatever's going to happen. I don't
Spoilers.
like the angle. I don't like the angle of all of them being like this one little girl that like only two of them have met, and they're like going all out to like fucking save her. It's just like this one girl she's just so important, and we just gotta get in there and save her. It's like
Well,
everybody's
she's
like
giving
going, like,
AIDS to everybody.
yeah, that's
Dude, they're putting her blood in everyone, and it's damaging their DNA.
Yeah. She's the anti-quirk.
I don't know. I just think it's like kind of like convenient to like get a bunch of like random heroes together to work together because they want to like save this one little girl that we just got introduced to. I don't know. It's kind of cheesy, but it gets the point across, I guess. I don't know. It's just like a good easy show to watch because it's like you get into it. All the powers are kind of cool. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right on. I think the thing with Eri and I think that they're very scared of like her being able to tip the scales towards like the villains like side, especially if she's able to shut down villains, because that definitely brings a new element to like imagine if they had like an eraser type of person on like the villain side,
But
like,
a permanent eraser.
right.
And like multiple.
Eraser.
Yeah.
Destruction. They just kill
One
them.
of the ones that just tears up your piece of paper. and
Yeah,
like,
it's so
bunch of-
hard. It's like an ancient,
Yeah.
or it's so little that it's really just the metal scraping against your paper. Oh, just tore it in half. Whoops.
Oh well.
Oh shit. Can we get another one of these?
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, I think that they're just very, very scared of the possibilities and the potential of shutting down heroes because that would not be bueno.
No good.
Nope.
Would be bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
They should shut off everyone's quirks. How about that? Make everyone back to square one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back to now
Back to
time, where we are
Yeah,
right
back,
now.
Back to where we are right now, where there are
Yeah.
no superhumans.
They're just gonna shoot each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Shooting each other.
No, there would be like
Alright, your
3
turn.
superhumans. It'd be the steel guy, the fat dude, and then Kirishima. Because they can't puncture the fat dude for some reason. It's just like impossible.
Too much fat.
Too much fat. Yeah. It can't get to his blood.
BMI is too long.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And then obviously one's
There
made
are
of
no
steel.
blood vessels or capillaries on the skin.
None.
It's all underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he just absorbs it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He becomes
And
one,
then it-
and then shoots it back out. And he's like, "You're quirkless now, bitches."
See ya.
Nah.
And then he becomes super
Maybe.
corrupt.
Kirishima becomes or has been becoming like one of my favorite characters in the show, especially in this arc.
He was super
He's a-
dope in
he's-
that
he's a good
fight.
character.
It was super hard.
Yeah.
He was at his maximum
Oh yeah.
hardness.
Yeah.
Fully torqued.
Maximum
He
hardness.
can't hold it
was
very long.
impressive
though.
to watch.
Fully
It
torqued.
was very impressive. Yeah. When you get that hard, like you just
You can't-
inspire awe from people
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, everyone's just
Yeah.
like always softer than you.
Okay.
How much innuendo can we fit into this segment?
There's not even innuendo, dude.
That wasn't
That
even.
was it. That was
I took it there.
That was too much. You took it. back.
When in doubt, leave it to me to take it there.
Way to go,
You're
Way to
welcome.
go, Torg.
Fully torqued.
Yeah. That about does it for Shokugeki. I mean, My
My
Hero.
Hero Academia.
Yeah, Shokugeki.
Shokugeki.
They got quirks now. They use
I
clams.
look over and I just see Shokugeki.
My
Oh,
quirk
my-
is
my-
clams.
Yeah, I think that does it. Any other announcements, guys? Any last bit of news you want to say? Talk about?
I don't think so.
No.
No, sirree,
Cool.
Bob.
Next week, I may be together.
Nice.
You
Exactly.
cut out?
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
I maybe.
I maybe, and then all right. So what did you say?
Yeah.
Dope. I said I may be out next.
Okay.
You may be out next week.
Fix your internet, dude.
Maybe I'm out. Maybe I'm out now.
Yeah, plan this. It's Twitch acting. It's Twitch
God.
acting.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So you might be out
I'm
next
just gonna
week.
might
You
be out
don't know.
Next week, you won't
Yeah.
know.
Don't.
Okay. We'll keep everyone
Monday.
posted. Well,
Yeah.
you will, because you're the social media.
Yeah, check out the Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does somebody wanna do the end? So it can say, can it keep?
Yeah,
cutting?
I'll do the end for you, Mark.
Thanks, Dad.
I'll step up to the plate here. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Episode 127
That's
of
not what I
Anime on
needed to hit.
Draft.
Whoop.
Oh, did he break it?
Did you break the
Oh.
stream?
Nope, I fixed
Pulling up
it.
his prawn on stream.
So as I was saying, episode 127 of Anime
Fix
on
it.
Draft. Thanks for joining us here today. If you enjoyed our live stream, make sure you hit that follow button here on twitch.tv/anime on draft. We're also available where all podcasts are found. So SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Just search for Anime on Draft on one of those platforms. If you can leave us a rating, it does help us out in terms of visibility. Lets us get the word out there. We got our replays up here on Twitch as well as YouTube. Again, just Anime on Draft. What else we got? We got our WordPress, animeondraft.wordpress.com. If you want to reach out to us, you know, want to get on the show, have a topic you want to discuss, you can reach us on all social media, but also email us, animeondraft@gmail.com. We're live here on Monday today. Typically, we go live on Sunday, usually about 7 or 8 Pacific time, but any change of schedule, just look us up on Twitter at @animeondraft. You can find all the latest info there. With that said, is that it? Mark, do you wanna end it? Is it gonna work?
Is he?
Wanna-
Yeah.
Gonna throw us out of here?
We can hear him.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks again, Scary. Thanks for
Yeah,
that.
thanks for the
Thanks
raid.
Thanks for the
Yeah,
host.
appreciate it. Catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.